What is going on, everybody? So today I'm going to take you guys with me along for the ride to a couple of aquariums that I wanted to give you updates on and let you guys know how they're doing. But first, so in this bucket I have some just tea tree oil going, and this is our little anthias that has, you can see really close right there on the top of the head to the left. Right there, some uranema going. Probably one of the worst diseases that you could probably get in your fish. Unfortunately, social fish like anthias and chromis and things like that, fish that shoal together, spread this very quickly to each other. And when it's red like this, it's pretty much a death sentence. It's really hard to get rid of. But yeah, I'm gonna go through it. Fish is still relatively healthy as far as it's got some weight on it. It won't eat though. But this is how it came in. This is how it was came in on the shipment. We immediately separated from the other anthias, and now I'm gonna do this Melifix bath, this tea tree oil bath, and I'm gonna put it into its own quarantine system and just dose tea tree oil to the tank, and hopefully we'll see some healing, but I honestly don't have high hopes for it. Mostly when you get a fish like this, they recommend just euthanizing it, but I don't like euthanizing fish like that unless I feel like they're in really bad shape. So I'm gonna give everything I have to help this fish, and then we'll see how it goes in the next couple days. Here are the other anthias that came on the same order. Now the water is cloudy. That is because we have them in formalin. None of them are showing open red sores yet, so we're hitting them really hard with some formalin in a 75-gallon aquarium, and hopefully we can kill any type of uranema that's on the outside of these fish, any type of little parasites or whatever that's on the outside of these fish. So far they look healthy. That can quickly change, but they're eating, so that's key. And with the formalin, I'm really hoping that it kills the uranema and these guys can at least make it through quarantine and go to homes. We have a bunch of goodies in here that we'll be giving to customers. For example, this is really cool pink cucumber. Look at the size of that thing. It's freaking beautiful. That's a really cool little critter we got, and we got a bunch of other stuff in here too, which I'll go through in a second, but let's go to our first tank. So first up, we're acclimating our brittle starfish to the aquarium. This guy will make a great addition to a cleanup crew, and he's got a really cool coloring on him too. He's got that black and white, kind of reminds me of the sandworm from Beetlejuice. Now these guys you're not going to see them that often, unfortunately, but anytime there's food in the water and they can taste it, smell it, or whatever, they will come out and you'll get to enjoy them. And they're really cool to look at, especially for if you have guests over, if you want to show off your aquarium. Next up, we have the sea cucumber, which I love sea cucumbers. I think they make a great addition to the cleanup crew. But what makes this one even better is its bright pink, vibrant color. I love the bright yellows. I love the pinks. This guy is really cool looking. So we got both our buddies in the aquarium. This customer wanted some cleanup crew. I think we got him some really nice cleanup crew. Now, far as the aquarium and how it's been doing, the update on this is, first of all, let's just enjoy this scape. How beautiful is that? This is a peninsula style tank, but it's in wall. We have some pallies that are doing great. That was one of the first corals we put in here. Some more pallies there. And we're at the point now where we're doing more moderate level corals. See, we tried a chalice coral. It didn't end up working out, but the Duncans are doing fine. Paligrandis, we just added a red mushroom, which I really would like to see that red mushroom take off. The discosoma mushrooms, love to see tons of red in here, and those grow relatively quick. We got a bright gold hammer coral doing great. I believe this is a Bauer Banky. Is that what this is? A Bauer Banky? I think. That's doing really well. I feed it, got a little toadstool. But the thing that's probably doing the best is the anemones. These things, every time I come here, there's another one. Green Kenya tree, yes, that's a green Kenya tree. How awesome is that? And got a little blasto. So the LPS are starting to do well. On to the other side of the aquarium, like I said, this tank is in wall. We got a torch coral right there. The zoas were being stung. Two things were bothering them. There were some vermitid snails in here and bubble algae, but they're doing much better. Again, anemones are growing like crazy. We got our little acan garden over here, all different types of acans that are doing well. I feed them every time I'm here also. I had to move the one acan because it was getting too close to the anemone. And we got a little encrusting coral there. Coralline algae is looking good. All the mushrooms in this aquarium are doing great. All the softies are doing pretty good. Now both these are bubble tip anemones, but one's got the bubble tips and one's got like the longer flowing. It's so strange to me why it is. All right, so that tank is coming along nicely. I'm a little frustrated by the vermeted snails, but they don't seem to be bothering anything too much. I'm just gonna kill them as much as I can. I also have a secret weapon that I'm gonna share with you guys in later videos on how to get rid of them. It's coming in, it's shipped, so I'm really curious to use this new product that's supposedly able to kill vermeted snails. So I'm gonna make a video of that and the results of that in the future. But yeah, like I said, I'm happy with the way that tank is coming along. I think we got some really cool critters in there today, and it's really starting to fill out, especially with the way the anemones are just going crazy. But on to the next aquarium, and can't wait to show you guys the update on this tank. All right, so here we are. I know a lot of you seen this aquarium before. It used to have sharks in it and stuff like that, but it's been a while since I've done a video on this tank, and I just wanted to kind of give you guys an update. Now, this is a pretty heavily stocked aquarium. I think it's close. I think it's like 400 gallons, something like that. I'm not exactly sure how many gallons it is, but it's really heavily stocked. And the fish that are in here, like the monos and that hogfish, are just getting bigger and bigger. So a huge bioload in this tank. And to deal with that, we've been trying to put as many corals in here as possible, which we've been successful with the Kenya trees, the gorgonias, and things like that, the faster growing corals. But the customer wanted to try some new stuff, and that's led us to things like this Redactus mushroom and you know, some different types of zoas he's wanting to try. He's even wanted to try LPS. Unfortunately, the LPS haven't done great in this tank. The toadstools look great. The mushrooms are doing really well. This red discosoma mushroom, I'm really hoping takes off because that would add a lot of color to the tank, and they're fast growers too. Kenya tree, green Kenya tree, again, one of my favorite corals. I just like the way they look, and you don't see them often. Tons of toadstools in here, which again, they incorporate a lot of that bio waste into their tissue, so that helps keep the tank filtered. Cabbage coral looking all right. He's had some other LPS corals in here that just unfortunately haven't worked out. So anemones, bubble tip anemones, just your basic stuff like corals, and they're all doing pretty well. He's got an acan here, but next to it I think was a Duncan coral that got killed off. Gotta stay trimming these Kenya trees because when they get close to a coral, they will sting. And although there's not much color in here, we're just gonna have to get creative. Like these little zoas and stuff like that, they're doing fine. They add a little bit more color. Once they grow, they're gonna look great. And then I wanted to show you guys underneath here, the sump. I actually took this thing bone dry. We shot vacked it out. We cleaned it out really thorough because we had to fix underneath. The wood was rotting away, and we had to install new waterproof PVC panel. But all in all, the tank is doing great. Nitrates are under control. Even though there's a lot of fish in here, it gets automatic 10% water changes. I just added some green anemones, added a really bright green toadstool. All in all, I think the tank looks beautiful. Fish are healthy. There used to be fish disease in here. We knocked that out with a hydrogen peroxide treatment. I'm really happy with the way this tank is progressing, and there's some improvements that need to be made, but we'll make those. There's a stingray in here hiding somewhere, some eels, so there's even more fish in here that you don't see. So a big old stingray and like about 3 eels. So given what's in here, we're doing pretty well. Something really cool that is also in this house that has this giant aquarium. He's got a collection of really cool reptiles that I wanted to share with you guys. This is, what's this called again?
Rhino iguana.
Rhino iguana. Look how cool this guy looks. That is so, how long have you had this one now?
Maybe a year.
A year. And he's happy, he's a buddy,
Yeah,
super friendly.
He walks around the house and climbs the Christmas trees.
This is a really cool iguana. I'm not a big lizard person, but this little guy has kind of changed my mind, along with this bearded dragon right here. Look at the color on this thing. I've never seen one personally, like in person, that's been this vibrant. And this guy's a buddy too. Really friendly, curious looking guy. And they have just such a nice little setup here. Not only do they have plenty of room in their enclosures, but they're able to walk freely around the house. So they get to get their exercise. And then over here, another enclosure up top. And there are, what kind of monitor lizards are in here?
Ackie monitors.
I don't know anything about lizards, nothing much about reptiles, but what can you tell us about these guys?
There's 3 Ackie monitors, and they're not as common to get along but the two females and the one male, and they dig endlessly.
What do they eat?
Mostly grasshoppers.
Grasshoppers.
Yeah,
That's
they'll
cool.
they'll eat roaches, they'll eat worms, they'll eat a lot of different things. Sometimes we give them thawed out frozen lynx called reptile lynx, but they're always hungry and they're ferocious eaters.
Yeah, I would think that the monitors would be fun to feed. And there's one there, but there's probably a couple more hidden back there. But again, look at this enclosure. Look how awesome the setup is. Like that log there, got the log over here. Plenty of places for them to kind of chill and walk about. Such a cool little setup. I really respect the reptile hobbyists and what they do. And I like coming here just to be able to see all the cool stuff that he always has. It's always something interesting and unique. Just thought I'd share that with you guys. Got one of the monitors that came out for a drink. Look at that face. Look at that. That's amazing. Look at him.